Alright guys, welcome back. So later this week, we are going to be updating our kind of bi-monthly tier list because we like to always update our tier list whenever we get a new like festival level character. And of course, Merlin is one of those characters. But in order to do our tier list, we do have to go and revisit some underrated characters in 70 Idle Adventure. And these characters that I've been sleeping on. And also to kind of go back and test some characters that we haven't really used too much. And what do I kind of mean by that? Basically, whenever we get a character in the game, at least a new one, we like to test them and showcase them at whether we can get them to, which is typically around 6 to 7 star, which means we can kind of see a little bit of their potential, right? And to be honest, I'll tell you right now, like Derieri is one of them. She wasn't great. Like, I'll be honest, when I used the character, I was a little bit disappointed because on paper she sounded really good, and I can see where they're going to go with this character in the future, especially if they ever do like a 10 commandment assault Medios who's actually a tank character. But like, in terms of like using the character, it wasn't that great, and that's mainly because, well, she was made for base defense part 2. So yeah, she found her home in that, and to be fair, using her outside of base defense part 2 was something that I didn't really do. So today we're going to try her out because I saw a few comments saying she's actually still pretty decent. Same goes for a few other characters we're going to run through today's video, but let's start off with probably the one that I think a lot of people really talked about, and that is Greyroad. She is, I'll be honest, a weird one, right? Because at the time, you actually rather use Monspeed, but Monspeed is kind of falling out a little bit, and we'll talk about why in a second, because Monspeed did what she did, but just a lot better, and it just made more sense to use Monspeed. But now over time, with the fact that we've now built up our accounts a lot, and we now have more ways to crit, having a critical resistance lower is obviously still not bad, but what really does matter is the crit defense, because most of your characters, generally speaking nowadays, are critting, so having the defensive lower is a lot better, because that basically means when you do crit, you're going to do more damage. So what this Monspeed does is basically, in a sense, lower the critical defense by 32%, which means you're going to do 30% do more damage on a crit, basically, right? Where Greyroad does do 42%, which means if you are using Monspeed or using Greyroad, you are going to do more damage on a crit with, of course, Greyroad. And she also has a way to lower the crit resistance, which is actually a lot better, by the way. Like, everything is better, multiplier-wise, a lot better than the actual Monspeed. But the reason why we used Monspeed before was because, one, it was just a 2-in-1 buff. He was like the best debuffer in the game. It was AoE as well. AoE content was a little bit more important, and also as well, he had the energy restore. At the time, there wasn't that many characters, so he was kind of like the best of both worlds. But now, I mean, Berserk Melee has it, Gopher has it. Everyone's got energy restore, right? You don't really need it nowadays. So it is kind of crazy how Monspeed is kind of fallen off, and the Greyroad stocks have kind of risen, right? And like I say, the reason why I kind of slept on a little bit was because you don't think a day one character is going to get better over time, which is kind of what she did, right? This is a team I have been using, and to be fair, I kind of made a mistake a little bit by upgrading my sacred treasures. So we're actually rinsing through nightmare stages, I think, most of the time now. But right now, you'll see what I want to kind of showcase a little bit is how fast we clear, right? So we'll do 2 runs here to see how fast we normally clear. Granted, Tower of Honor just matter. But right now, we're kind of rinsing through it. We get around, say, 50%. Like, that's almost literally, what, 48% time clear left, basically. So we'll do it again, and then we'll add in the Greyroad to see how fast we do clear it with the addition of her. And I think, obviously, a lot of people will say later on, that always matter, because bosses, especially when you start progressing through nightmare stages, and if you're a little bit of a new player, I guess progressing through normal stages, having a way to decrease the actual boss's stats is going to be so important. So, yeah, roughly, literally 50% there. So now let's put in the Greyroad. We're going to kind of take out, who do I want to take out here? Probably, and we can even take out a DPS, actually. Let's take out Barn, this one here. So, yeah, we're going to put Greyroad first. Then follow up with Barn, so we have all the damage increase, and then nuke with Jericho and the other characters, which should be enough to probably likely rinse through here. I will say, quickly, if you're wondering for potential for Greyroad, I have got HP on, which I'm definitely going to change. I don't think I need to worry about accuracy right now. I only did HP because I just wanted to give her more CC from my actual box. I think we might give her more attack, because why not? But maybe accuracy later on. But I think, she should be fine at that dupe level. So yeah, let's see how fast we now clear it. Obviously, probably one of the first few times I've actually used Greyroad. I forgot I actually even looked in game. Is kind of funny to see. Alright, so normally we clear out around 50% left. How much difference does it make? So being we got the critical resist lower, actually, is kind of funny. The break 2. And look how fast we clear it, right? Like, we normally clear around here. About 15% increase there. Granted, we were bringing a support character, but I want to know is a little bit. Do we get the critical resistance lower, right? Unfortunately, I have the numbers up, but you can kind of see everyone's just critting anyway. So let me quickly test some Silver Demon stuff. I think sometimes I lose. I'm not too sure if I'm guaranteed to win this one. So we'll see how fast we do clear it. And then we'll obviously substitute in. Probably take out Gopher. And then put in the Greyroad to see if it makes a big difference here. But if you want to ultimate order, once again, this is the right below me. So right now, it's pretty even. Pretty close. You can see we're just clearing through it here. Because I think King popped off a little bit. Yep, he did. And so the Berserk Melee. So we cleared about 45% left there. We'll do one more though, just so we can get like a little good little test. Okay, a little bit of a worse run, around like 40% there, which is kind of just been a bit average. Oh, so I don't know why my numbers are off. But I guess now we take a Gopher, because I don't think Gopher's helping too much here. Put in the Greyroad, and we'll put him first. And we'll just see how fast we clear with her, right? So you can see right there, we did get the... Where is it? Do we get the resist down? We do. So it's only for a few seconds, though. Like, she does it a few times. But yeah, normally around 40%. And we cleared with just above 50. So, like I did say, an absolute boss killer. We were definitely sleeping on Greyroad. So, she's going to be going in most of my decks now going forward. Especially when it comes to a single target boss content. So, yeah, that is probably definitely going to be moving her up in the tier list. I'm probably moving one bit down if I haven't already moved them down. Okay, so I got a few comments about Derieri. Granted, she's not the highest dupe for me right now, but if you lot don't remember what this character does, because you just kind of use it for basic defense, she basically increases her attack and also final defense by 20% when she uses the ultimate. It also applies towards tank characters, which generally speaking is only towards Esterosa, which is kind of decent because Esterosa getting more attack means he's doing more damage on the full counter. So definitely a bit more of a PvP character. Also resets their cooldown. So you want to use tank characters, which is what I mean by this character's going to age probably likely a little better later on as we get more people that are just good DPS tanks, which right now is only Esterosa. And to be fair, I forgot she did this, but she increases accuracy and evasion, which is like, okay, sure. So let's put her in towards some normal actual stages here. Let's just see if she was doing damage, right? Because I remember before she wasn't. We'll definitely try her on PvP because, of course, that's the main thing, right? You want to use her with Esterosa. And I'd say even more likely in the future, a full commandment team. But let's just see if she's doing damage now, right? Because, I mean, we've seen she is, like, literally the best DPS. Granted, she gets the buffs from the actual base defense part 2. But we're not expecting to use too much here. I mean, she's hardly doing anything, actually. Okay. Okay, she used it out there. Yeah, I don't think it's probably not the best example to use her in, right? Alright, so quick little test in towards Tower Trials. We're going to use King first, so she gets the 20% attack buff, and she gets it herself. So she got 4% extra attack. Does she do damage? There's an AoE ability, decent numbers, to be fair. I don't think she was doing that before. Nothing comparable towards Berserk Melee, but to be fair, she is doing more than Jericho. Granted, Jericho doesn't do that much AoE, right? But you know what? She's, not doing the worst, actually, right here. That's actually kind of a little bit impressive. I didn't think she would be doing that much damage. Yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate right now. There's, like, no, like, good tanks you can use. Alright, let's try some PvP because, like I said, she's kind of, if anything, it felt like she was meant for PvP, right? So, we are going to use the ultimate base second, right? Which is going to give Esterosa, because Esterosa uses the full counter straight away. So, I think by the time we get the ultimate off with the Derieri, maybe putting a third would probably likely mean that Esterosa resets the cooldown, gives him the 20% attack, and also gives him the full counter, which means he can then do more damage. That's kind of, I think, the main gist of it. So we'll put it, we'll just put a second for now. I mean, you lot can't really see, but yeah, we'll just put a second. Okay, we'll do similar CC here. I mean, of course, the main thing is that she's a tank character. She's meant to be, she's literally becomes immortal. So see how much damage she can do, because I remember before she was doing almost nothing, and we're kind of coping. So to be fair, she's number 1 right now. That's because she got the ult up before Berserk Melee. But you know what? She's doing the most damage here on the team. Wow. Okay. That's a little bit impressive considering, I mean, look, she's no pitchback melee, no one is, right? But I was actually not expecting her to do more damage, comparable damage towards Escanor. Never mind, even Infinity Merlin, for example. Granted, Infinity Merlin is a bit lower deep level. When she gets 100, it's going to be different, right? But okay. Because, yeah, when we first used her, man, she was just not doing damage. I was like, wow. Like, this should do damage. Granted, she was low deep level. We expected that, right? But even characters that do, like, meh damage still do decent. So, boom. I mean, you got to remember, she's immortal, right? So, we're actually deadish, so she's staying alive. And she's still doing decent damage. And she's still alive, by the way. Okay, she's still alive. Wow. How long she survived for? It's 10 seconds, right? Wow, okay. I think we might have gone an ult off there. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? You become immortal for 10 seconds. That's one thing we kind of lost. That used to be like one of the best buffs, or at least, you know, yeah, I guess tank abilities in the game. I'm surprised a little bit that Essos is not doing too much damage on our team, especially considering we're both the same. I guess, we have Elizabeth, right? Okay, we'll try for like 500 G here. We're probably going to lose, but I just want to see. To be fair, I think the Reflect might be buffing up a little bit too. Because obviously she gives Reflect, they do a lot of damage towards her, and she reflects the damage back, and it actually adds up to her actual damage, which is... Might be... Oh, we actually won it. Wow. How? Really? But, you know, these actually respect our numbers. I'm telling you before, she was not great. So, yeah, Dragon Slayer Derieri actually impressed me. When I started this video, or at least when I planned that, I actually thought she might have been one of the stinkers of today's video, especially considering her attack speed so low as well. But that was actually pretty decent. Okay, next character, and this is going to be one, I think actually probably might be one of the worst of the video, but we'll try her out. That's OG Jericho. OG Jericho has a unique ability, I think that might be the only one in the game, where you can actually increase your attack speed, which we'll see. So before, I think the main use of her was getting this attack buff for like the int team, which like was terrible because the crit, and she doesn't crit, she's like low attack speed. It weren't great. However, maybe now with where we are in the game, clearing fast is a little bit important. So if we put her into the team and then just literally just put her kind of first, I'd say, second, because the buff is universal. Don't know, it's only 6% though, but to be fair, we've increased our attack speed so much nowadays with our stats. 6% of like 100k. It's kind of a lot, whatever the attack speed limit is. What are we on right now? We have 42 plus. So how much would we get here if we did the math? I think Derieri gets like 8% extra. And I think it stacks up with the combo like a star one, which it gets a more attack speed. And it also stacks up for Merlin too. So it ends up getting even higher. So the more attack speed you have, I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely too sure. But let's just see if she's doing better than what she normally does, right? I mean, so before how fast we cleared, does the attack speed help? So we have the buff on now. I guess we're going a lot faster. With Greyroad too as well. I mean, I'd say one of the best things is the recent update. I mean, that looked pretty decent. How much of the damage though? I don't think she's doing much though, right? Yeah, to be fair, almost worse than a 2-star melee. But you're not using it for a DPS though. Unfortunately, right now on our team, we have like no actual in characters. So if she's actually getting a crit off, which you might be doing with the Greyroad, she's actually not doing... Look at all these debuffs, by the way. She's not actually buffing up the team in any way, because no one on our team has any crit, like, they're not getting the final attack. Which if they're a Sin, if you want to be like King, for example, they already get it with the Lost Fame melee. Well, I guess Melly's getting actually. So yeah, maybe if this Melly right here gets, we get more duped out, then maybe we can actually have a pretty good buffer for him. But yeah, this was kind of hard to evaluate. Like I just say, I think some characters got more value over time because of the addition of the 2 new slots. Obviously, when the game first came out, you only had 8 characters on the team. So it's kind of hard to even justify putting in a Jericho when you could have put in a crit chance buff with Merlin. You could have put in, you know, King to get a crit damage. Just any other character. We're now with the 2 extra slots. Put her in is probably not the worst idea. Like, I actually would to be fair, I think rather use her than most other characters in the game right now, because at least you're getting some value in the buff. 6% attack increase is like decent, but it's just hard to evaluate, right? You don't know if you're doing it because of her, but she probably likely gets a pass from me. I think, I don't know. I'm glad she's a bit more usable now, because I really like Jericho. The king of 7 Days Sins, Light Emperor Escanor. I think in my recent tier list, I actually moved him down because I did say I think over time when we get more duped out, it could be okay. But I think with what really put me down a little bit was Valenti came out, was it 2 weeks or like a month afterwards, where like, it felt like Valenti was just better. Like my Valenti right now, you'll see actually, for example, Valenti's 5-star got very shafted. Escanor's a high dupe level. If we just go in towards some tower trials and go towards the actual light stages, you will see the damage numbers between the two. Like, Valenti, to be fair, she's going ultimate first, or how much else you can see it. She's using ult first. Valenti surprisingly does a lot of damage for some reason. I don't know why, because like on paper, if we look, like, let's look at the skill comparisons, right? Escanor can reset his cooldowns a lot better. You have the final attack buff, the high noon. Granted, this doesn't actually do any abilities. It's literally just his normal skill. So technically speaking, Escanor doesn't really have an actual, you know, special skill. This is why I meant like how Escanor should be a festival character, because if he was a festival of a character, he would have had a special skill, and it also had a actual damage special skill, like how most other characters do, like Merlin, for example. And then Cruel Sun, which is the big one, which I think is kind of why the character falls behind a little bit, because if you look at Valenti, she... Single target skill, I mean, kind of worse than Escanor in a sense, right? But it has the AoE hit every 5 seconds. And it does slowly start to stack up, right? Because you're getting that final damage increase as well. I mean, only on 70 Centauros, but I guess it's a bit more important in Tower Trials. But yeah, we jump in. Like I said, Escanor's level 100. Valenti's level 80. 4 dupes higher. Look at the damage comparison. Valenti goes off. Emperor Escanor slowly, but like, not to be fair, he is doing a lot more. He is a lot more, because we have recently gone towards the dupe build. But look at Valenti, though. Valenti's not far behind, right? Because she has more potentials to do AoE damage, which is not really meant to be a showcase of, obviously, Valenti. But I want to make the point that, like, Escanor, when he came out, was, like, kind of cool, but, like, he wasn't as good as he should have been, right? God, he looks so good, bro. He actually looks so good. And the thing is, too, because that ultimate is massive. Like, he should actually do, but you feel like he should be doing a lot more. We'll just have him go second. We'll go right after the Gopher. 450G. And we somehow beat someone last time with it. So let's see if we can actually beat him again. Or see how much damage the Escanor can do. Alright. Where's the Escanor Cruel Sun? There it is. Did it miss? I think he actually just missed. Wow. Because that didn't do damage. I mean, we won. But like, that might be deep level. Maybe verse someone too high for us. That like that's just too crazy there. All right, this guy's got 378G. Let's see if we actually miss this time. All right, so we do the boom. Wow, we just got deleted. Okay. Well, yeah. Maybe let's first someone. I mean, he's around my CC level, but let me actually just like. This is what I mean. Like, how Escanor surely can't be the worst one in today's video. All right, literally the same level as CC here. Maybe because ultimate is like too far in the back in terms of the auto rotation that we can't get towards it. Okay, there you go. He used the ultimate. It's a massive AoE, by the way. But he unfortunately just died because the reflect Elizabeth. Because it's so big, pause, that like it just is everyone. And he reflects and dies. I mean, he did damage though. Like it did damage. It did the 3.6 mil. So he actually is doing more than the other Escanor. So he actually is better than the new Escanor or the old Escanor, which is like should be a thing, right? But it's I think it's still a little bit hard to use him right now in PvP. And to be fair, maybe him not having a massive AoE special skill is kind of doing him a favor right now. Because, yeah, if he just started... Because normally characters have the, like, 5 seconds when they use a special skill. They typically use that first, and he attack in towards, like, the, you know, counter Esterosa, or they counter towards Reflect with the actual Elizabeth. And you kind of just die before you can even use your ultimate. So him just being pure single target other than the ultimate... might means he survives a little longer, even though he still died very quickly. So he's going to do it again here. So use the ultimate. He didn't actually die this, so that's just good. Because if he doesn't die... Okay, he's doing the most right now. Granted, Berserk hasn't used the ultimate. We are kind of leaving Berserk to the end, just so we can actually show some other characters. But he is doing the most damage. I just think he's going to be a little bit right now, still towards a higher dupe level, to actually start competing. Or not competing, just staying alive, basically, right? Alright, I mean, considering this raid boss is literally for yellow characters, let's throw in an Escanor, because why not, right? We'll take out, probably Merlin. Actually, too fair, probably Elizabeth, but I shouldn't change it now. Maybe we're still too high of a natural level right now for Escanor to even compete, but let's see. I think right now, most people should be going for him. He's got really good range, by the way. Like, he actually is, like, close range, but, like, he's got, like, look how far he's attacking, by the way. Like, he might as well be a range character. But damage-wise, yeah. Unfortunately, I think he's just too low for me right now for the actual lab sample dungeon. His accuracy, like, stat-wise, is just so low that he's not doing too much. I mean, it's not bad. It's type advantage. But considering that Merlin's 2 stars lower and not type advantage, yeah, he needs to get more dupes than him, I think. So yeah, that was Escanor. We will probably likely move him up a tier list. I think I did move down probably too harshly, but I think he was, yeah, a little bit unfortunate one. Like, it should be one of the best characters in the game, to be honest with you lot. But yeah, he's not bad. He's still good, but I think we just have so much, like, right now, good, like, AoE damage. Like, I think you'd rather use Fat King. Okay, and then for the final character, and that is the Serpent and Envy Diane. She is a weird one, right? Because when she first came out, I really liked her. She's actually one of my favorite characters. If you haven't seen how she plays in a long time, right? Let's just quickly put her in. Actually, I kind of want to test her damage before we actually Who will take out here? We'll take out Jericho. But she's got a really cool ultimate where she increases her attack speed. This is before Zell just came out, actually. So she's one of the first few characters to do it. Yeah, increase her attack speed by 200%, which is outrageous. Evasion down is not the worst thing because you're not going to miss and it could be okay a little bit. And she also got Infect, Bleed. She bait and Petrify. She's made for Knighthood bosses, right? Like, that's literally what she's made for. So in my logic was like, okay, why am I going to use this character outside of Knighthood boss? Because that's what she's made for. But Petrifying character, at least a boss, could be kind of decent. I mean, literally kind of why we used the OGDM before, because she could Petrify in command, which could be kind of decent because you can stall a little bit and she kind of do the same thing. However, like, the Petrification has got use in the game, which is, it does also decrease the critical resistance. This one, unfortunately, is only 6%, but it's kind of not right, really why using the character. Infect and Bleed. I mean, the Bleed's decent over time. Oh, so she prioritized that Vic character. I didn't even know she did that. She's got 65 range too, and then this one right here. This one too, but I did say, for some reason, it just does a lot of damage. So I am kind of excited to test her out because I did get a really lengthy comment saying she's actually really, really good and might be one of the best, like, S ranks in the game, at least on my tier list. So let's test her out. We'll put, I guess, second after Jericho. But we're going to do two, actually, just so they'll tease you a little bit. We're going to actually rank her up. I have 30 of these guaranteed tickets, which we're going to use them towards Diane. I really want to rank her up and see how much damage she can do here. So let's see. So she's the ultimate. Not too much. She's probably the lower end right now. But I think her main use definitely going to be in, like, AoE content, because that's literally what she's used for, right? I mean, it's hard to evaluate the potential right there, because I think he did get petrified. But you can also get frozen by Jericho. So you have like 2 stuns, which could be really good for actually like PvE boss fights if you want to just like quickly rinse through it with her and Jericho, because you get double stuns. But we'll go again, see how much damage she does. And it's not a lot, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, once again, AoE farmer, right? That's what she's used for. So let's just go towards AoE content now. Alright, let's do a quick little test before we level her up here on how much damage she does in Tower Trials. So we have the Gopher to debuff them, Merlin to pull them in a little bit, and then boom, Diane. A little bit laggy right now. And she's about 3.8 bill, which is okay. Once again, not meant to be a big DPS character, but that's like respectable damage. But now it's actually leveled her up. So Diane, considering she's been out longer than most characters, I barely pulled her. Like, I think my luck for her is quite bad. So we have 4 attack onto her. Which we're going to take this accuracy off because we only need that before. But to be fair, getting a dupe tail's not too bad for, obviously. Damn, we're not getting any 4% attacks. I just burnt. Okay, there we go. Finally got it. Okay, so we need, I think it's what? So we need 5. And then I think like 18. So we just do 18 for Diane's. Because like, how does this, right? Like, I think everyone on this row, like up until literally Diane, it has got Super Awakening. And the bottom was right here. Like, I could put on like these like bottom row, which still might do. But let's just do 16, bro. Why not? 16 Diane's, let's go. We still need 2 more. Okay. We can get 2 here, so I'd actually rather just do that. I think to be fair, probably should have saved the others, but and used these instead, but oh well. Okay, so you can see how much damage you did before. 4 built on the dot. So let's see now, with the addition, granted there's actually a new buff for this stage. What's this do? Okay, that could be quite annoying. We might have to just quickly clear through this one before we see the numbers, but I guess it's just more, that's kind of a good thing, right? Alright, go for debuff, followed by Diane, and boom. I mean, 4 bill on the 1 hit there, which is what she wasn't doing before. So, definitely a big damage increase there. Yeah, I mean, it's what you expect. She's now doing more than Gopher, which is kind of nice. I guess now we'll try her out in PvP, right? Because getting evasion down, you saw before, Escanor literally missed, which might help some other characters, even though I don't think most, if not all of them, should be missing right now, can't lie. Okay, similar CC here, like 20k difference on him, or 20g difference, basically, which is still obviously quite a lot. But let's see. So we go for hits all of them, debuffs them, and the Diane pops off. How much did she do there? She did, okay, decent numbers. Berserk just obviously did the most. Yeah, okay. Because you got to admit, she does the evasion down, the bleed too. I don't know if we can tell if someone does get petrified, right? I mean, you can try and look. Nah, it's giving me always a possible one, especially with the damage numbers on. It's actually just too insane. How much damage you do here? I mean, her and Gopher doing literally the exact same. Granted, Gopher's a little bit lower. Where's she at? I mean, it's okay. She did slightly less or slightly more than Merlin, who's like 6 stars lower. Alright guys, just going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for watching. I made it towards the end. I think it might be a little bit of a longer one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Probably should revisit some old characters that we don't really get to test, because the way I just do YouTube is like, you showcase the new shiny character, you move on to the new one. Don't really have time to go back and look at the old ones, even though some of them do deserve it. Like I say, Greyroad, definitely a must here. To be fair, Derieri did surprise me. Like damage number wise and like actual like PvP was, I mean, yeah, she was doing most, if not the most, than any other character we saw today, right? Like, I don't think Escanor got that much numbers. Like, I think she was the second highest DPS. Granted, it might have been just that case because of type advantage or whatever it may be. But, like, she actually did do more, I think, more than Escanor. Didn't absolutely just outright die like Escanor. And if she's doing even comparable numbers to Escanor, but Escanor gets one-shotted because he dies towards the reflect or the counters, this Derieri cannot, because she is immortal for literally 10 seconds. I think in the past, there was a lot of buff removers in the game, when now I don't think we have any character nowadays to buff remove. So the Derieri stocks have actually probably likely gone up a little bit. Jericho not as DS as I thought she would have been. Like, I just didn't like her. Now I kind of like her a little bit. Like, she has got a little bit of use in the game. Diane, someone glazed her. I think she's okay, a little bit better than I thought, I guess, but nothing at least towards top tier, right? But yeah, this is fun. So guys, thank you for watching the video, and yeah, peace. Let me know if you want to see any other characters. I think that's kind of the ones I want to go to. Maybe try Lilia again. Lilia will be a fun one to try out. Maybe try some Super Wake like Zaratros and the other characters, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and